Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Burglar, and I have arrived here in the Deep Descent with Petronella Turner, and I am about to speak to TitanBar, who is going to tell us what we need to do in the Deep Descent.
The day of the dwarves is coming!
Welcome to the Deep Descent, Petronella. We miners have great hopes for the Silvertine lodes. Are you here to look for ways to be of use? Never fret. There is more to be done here than we can handle. Very well. And what do you need?
Hear me out, friend, for I have a tale of glory to tell.
If you're looking for tasks, we have plenty of them, Petronella. The most pressing issue is probably that of our closest neighbors. Stealing. One of our miners has sent back reports of the great goblin settlement too near here. Unfortunately, the name of the place is Pineleaf. Oh, I just have to be looking for that place. And you can find Stealing there, making an assessment of the threat. Head south from the Deep Descent and then take the east path at the crossroads, and you should find Stealing there. Alright, fine. And while I'm going about the place, I shall take on a new pocket item so I could actually gain XP. And there you go. Let's see what other quests we've got. Hello there. Lost Dwarf.
What foul and nameless things we face in Moria, I know not.
This will be our head for sure. I was not supposed to send Fleek out with any tasks, but he kept begging me. Yes, his father is leading one of the eastern parties of the expedition. If he knew I let his son go out there, and he never came back, they would probably throw me down one of these fissures. I will never be heard from again, unless of course you could find him. You would be saving my beard if you manage it. He doesn't care the rest of his body, just his beard. And what else?
I doubt that Lord Balin still lives.
You may wonder why we have come to this vast deep Petronella and scattered to the wind as we did. The Silvertine lodes are famous for being the first and primary source of true silver, or mithril as it is called by many. A large branch of miners have gathered for an expedition in search of the Silvertine lodes from head to toe, starting at the toes and its roots here. We have not had much chance of mine yet, as we are beset with dangers and missing dwarves and other mishaps. Would you care to do the honors of mining the ore in the vicinity of the Deep Descent? Ha! Knew they'd trick me into doing their mining at some point. Because you, of course, always choose a hobbit to do such things.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
A moment of your time, if you would, friend. When first we entered this place, we had no intention of pushing as far as we did so quickly. Now that we have breached this far down into the depths, and we see the horror that has transpired here, there are some discoveries that make many uncomfortable. It is bad enough to know that there are orcs and goblins all about, but you think they have breached some of the most hollowed and secret holes gives you one reason to hoist a hammer and crack some goblin skulls. Still, we have orders, and we must abide by them, lest we endanger everything we attempt here. My friends Garthar and Hofberg are concerned about the discoveries we've seen of late. Crystals, dull and black-looking, looking more glass than crystal, but have been turning up here and there, and we do not know what this signifies. Speak with my friend Garthar, if you would, and see what he knows. Right. What is this all about?
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Aye, these crystals bear the mark of the great dwarf treasury long forgotten beneath this place. Mithril may well have been the true wealth of Moria, But it was not the only wealth here, we knew. There were many riches to be harvested from these mines. Anything that was not mithril was taken to treasuries throughout Moria, and these stored for safekeeping. Complex puzzles guarded the treasure therein, and now they are well hidden by the ingenuity of the dwarves. I also know that one of our treasuries was recently breached by enemies. Our orders bid us to stay here, surely for our own safety, but I have a good mind to disobey. Alas, I have no more news to share, but I feel to tell Fargar all about what you said. Yeah, alright, fine. Yeah?
May Durian return soon to his halls.
Garthar thinks the vault has been breached, does he? Well then, that makes the decision more obvious, if you ask me. Are you still looking for a bit of work?
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
If you are to enter the vaults of the Forgotten Treasury, you must prepare you for what you may face. It is located in the south and east of here, though most southerly than east. Between our hold and your destination are many orcs. These orcs are likely a smaller, stupider breed than the ones you will encounter inside the treasury, for it would take some cunning enemies to enter such a protected place. It would do you well to hunt these lesser orcs for a short while, and you will give me time to prepare you for your adventure. Head southeast and south of here to collect a bundle of scraps from these orcs, and return to me when you have enough. Now, these smaller and stupider orcs are, of course, goblins, and I am not actually going to enter the treasury, since that is something that I don't think it's even possible to solo that one because of the way it operates, much less being one difficult to do so. And well, yeah, because I think that's the one that requires you to have 6 people set things up in a certain way or whatever. But the prep adventures are quite soloable. So let me get these reddish ore samples, because everyone knows that reddish ore is going to be mithril, right? I mean, it can't be anything common like iron or copper. I see iron. Well, iron, obviously the oxide has reddish oxides. Copper, well, there are certain types of red that copper could be. Of course, it also has a greenish oxide also, I presume. Let's go to these reddish ore samples, which are no way silvery in any way. I mean, I don't think, hey, this stuff is red. We must call it true silver. Sounds like a bit off to me. If you, oh no, not that one. Let's see, we've got one more. Here we go. And then we could continue on and see if we can find this lost dwarf. Our dwarven lost and found department. We'll get to you in a moment. First we need to find a lost dwarf. First we need to take care of this worm. I suppose this thing won't know whether or not there is a lost dwarf. He didn't last long. Well, I do want to make sure I don't have this thing interrupting my work. There you go. Hey, yourself. Now you're dead. Alright, there you go. Ah! One missing dwarf. How about that? Very well. Huh. Whee! Oh, that for a big, complicated mess. Yikes. Hello there. Are you Fleek?
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
Who are you? Are you a friend? Did Steer send you to find me? I hope so. I begged for this task, and now all I want to do is back home safe in the camp. Okay, won't be too difficult to talk him into coming home.
We can only hope that Durin's Bane sleeps deeply.
Hurry up and get me out of here. I wish I'd never wanted to come out of here. All I wanted to do was to make my father proud, and now I am about to become Goblin stew. Stop dawdling, will you? Sheesh.
I am not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored.
I hate
Orcs
this.
have surely ruined it.
I hate this place. Get me back to the deep descent. Boy, I think he needs a good slapping. That's what I think. Oh, goblins. Speaking of goblins, too. There you go. All right. That gives us one fewer to worry about. Okay. Note to self. Be careful what you stun. Or the dwarf may switch targets. I replaced the page to the Expert's Guide to Dirty Fighting. How nice. And I collected a swatch of fabric. How really nice. And I defeated a pair of goblins in the Silvertine Loads. Extraordinarily nice. Well, there's only so much I can do at a time. Especially, I'm looking for all those nice yellow line things that you've got that you don't get in blue line. Still trying to get used to it. It'll take me about 105 levels to get used to it. Oh, of course, and we must attack the insect too. After all, who knows what evil things it is setting out to show. Foul acid, that's what it's spitting out. There you go. Oh, and he wants to go after that one now. Because we can't leave the insects alone. Well, I suppose our dwarves seem to have an unnatural hatred for these things. After all, I've already been sent on 2 quests to kill those things. Or at least, yeah, okay, I'll call it 2 for now. There you go. And I can make it back from camp from here. Thank you for your help. Alright, fine. Alright, Sarah, okay, so we need to inform Steer about Fleek's rescue. We need to bring the ore to Steer. Alright, I could remove that. I can remove that because... Hello there, stealing. I'll be stealing some maps while I'm in there.
The orcs of Moria have much to account for.
Well met, good hobbit. As you see, I have discovered some very unfriendly neighbors in the deep descent. Yes, so I've heard.
If only the elves were not so stiff-necked, we might make a swift victory of this endeavor.
We have been lucky so far in that the goblins infesting Khazad-dûm seem to be terribly disorganized, with inept leaders. Nevertheless, we cannot relax our guard. If I read things rightly, there is one particular leader among the nearby goblin tribe who has been bold enough to organize a raid against Stovenview. Yes, and I think it would be best if he didn't live long enough to carry out his ploy. See if you cannot perhaps weaken the goblins of Gamiophilik and deal with their chieftain also. Okay, so I need to kill Gothrok and kill 9 goblins. I am on to it. And what else?
Khazad-dûm belongs to Durin's folk.
The make of the goblin armor disturbs me, Petronella. It is finer than I would expect them to have, and certainly to make themselves. If the goblins are being supplied with armor and equipped from elsewhere in Khazad-dûm, then I think we had best find out where that source is and remove it. However, I cannot be certain of my fears unless I have some of their armor to examine. For that purpose, I will have you collect some of the armor of the goblins in Gamil Filik. Okay, fine. So, I need to collect armor, I need more fabric, I need to kill goblins, I need to kill more goblins, and I need to collect maps. So, I have quite a busy time up ahead. Now let's go quietly in and see what we can find. Goblins, that's what I find. Ooh. Goblins all over the place. Where is that patrolling scout going? Or guard, I guess that is. And let's see, how about... Perfect place. Let me try to pick your pocket. Nada. There you go. And... Hey, wow, I seem to be knocking them on the head of late. Next. Hey, do you have anything in your pockets? Nada. I think that's going to be quite the story around here. Stop that! These guys are so annoying. Yourself. There you go. How's that? Who's laughing now? Let's see. Ah, here is Gothrok. So let us deal with him. Could you translate that into Westron, please? They just like to talk. They don't care if they're alive or dead. They just like to talk. Alright, that's one map. Let's get our second map. Let's see. Let's deal with that. Actually, let's deal with this guard first. Now, unfortunately, where'd that sneak go? Okay, I don't know. Oh, that's where the sneak is. There you go. Now I can deal with the sneak in peace. I was wondering where that sneak was, and standing right next to my target. How rude. Alright, there you go. And there you go. And soon, goblins will be dead all over the place. Collected goblin armor scraps. Okay. Now, map number 3. Oh, map number 3 is right here. Yeah. These sneaks seem to be always right next to my targets. Isn't that rude? Now it's your turn to die. My name is Petronella Turner. You stole some maps. Prepare to die. Okay, that just doesn't have quite the same ring to it. Sorry. I have to come up with a better one then. Okay, so let's see. That takes care of... Ooh, we've got most of our fabric. We've got most of our armor scraps. we've got 3 of our maps, and map number 4 should be up this way, I think. And hopefully we could do this without being interrupted by another one of those crazy... Here you go. Okay. Alright, for a bunch of nasty goblins, these guys just don't have anything to steal. So I guess stealing from goblins isn't a bright idea. Alright, now let's see. I think this way we've got a map up there. See, I have all my fabric. Another one of these sneaks. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Alright. One at a time, then we can worry about the rest. So, they're making it a bit of a pain. Always coming at me in pairs. And one of them stealth, so it's hard to tell where you... I know the last 3 I got the stealthed one first. Alright, now where were we? Maps. I need to kill 4 more goblins and I will be out of this place. Okay, good. Now. So that I can start to make my way for the exit. Yeah. I'll make my way for the exit and kill any solitary goblins I find along the way. Ah, here's an interesting crystal. This crystal, discovered on one of Moria's orckin, appears to be different than any other crystals I've found. You should bring it to someone who may know something about their origin. Alright, fine. I'll take care of that. But I am back, and I've found the armor.
Azog's folk have not yet fully repaid for their crimes against us.
Ah, I had feared this was the case. Upon a closer look, it is no mystery where they came from. These suits are incomplete, incorporate old pieces of dwarf metal and armor from long ago. The craftsmanship is so fine that even the vast span of years between has not destroyed it. Unfortunately, what time could not ruin, the foul hands of goblinsmiths have. Some of these pieces must have been rebeaten and reworked a dozen times by now, and worn by even more goblins over the years, since they were looted from the fallen or from the hidden armories of old. I fear they are now no use to us. They serve only as another reminder of the ancient tragedies that engulfed fair Khazad-dûm in darkness. And I killed that chieftain.
Durin's folk will defy Durin's bane!
So Gathrock has fallen! That should set the goblins back again in their efforts to organize against us. Very well, let's see. Well, we don't need that particularly. What about those shoulders? Yeah, I think I'll take that. Good. And what do you need me to do now? So we'll find that out in the next episode of Piney Plays The Burglar.